Girl, you are too funny.
No, am I lying?
What's up, peep? It's your girl Bella Scorpiana,
And Lo Lovely here.
and this is
Your Deep Thought Thursday.
So what's going on, Lo?
Girl, we are doing a video now, the video podcast, because you asked for it. So,
And we gotta give the people what they want. Today's topic,
yes,
a juicy one again.
mm-hmm.
Rebuilding the bond after betrayal. Is forgiveness enough? What do you think about that?
That's deep. It depends.
It depends. I definitely would say, just off the top, no, it is not enough.
We're gonna put them in categories
Okay.
today, because our love is our love, but our love is different for our child, our mother, our man,
True.
our girlfriend. So it just depends.
It does have a different impact depending upon where it comes. So, why don't we then go ahead and get started with that?
Yes, let's do girlfriends.
So, okay.
Betrayal from a girlfriend.
What better place to start? I remember having an experience like that. For me, I was probably about early mid-teen, something like that. I had a good girlfriend, and I wasn't being sexually active at the time, and that was a huge thing for young boys.
Mm-hmm.
So, I called myself dating. And it had gotten back to me that the two of them had slept together. Obviously, I didn't believe it initially. I'm like, no, she'd never. Kind of chewed her up inside. But she brought it back to me, and she told me that, yeah, what I had heard was in fact true. Broke my heart into a million pieces.
Wow.
It wasn't so much for me about him. I thought that she and I meant more to each other than that. Obviously, as time went on, we did try to rebuild our friendship. It just, for me, never seemed to be the same. Though, we tried to reach out, we tried to connect, tried to put it behind us. There's something about the betrayal of your good friend, someone you've trusted with your deepest, darkest secrets. It's just something about it. Talk about rebuilding. The other person has to be willing to rebuild with you. It's
Exactly.
something that can't be one-sided.
Exactly.
You can be as willing as you want.
Yes. But you know what, honey? I took the liberty to put different relationships in our little box
You've
here.
thought of everything.
Yes. I said, okay, let's talk about the next one.
Okay.
Child.
Wow.
Being betrayed by your child.
You talk to me a little bit about that. What do you think about
For my kids, and even though your kids are young, but still, our babies are our babies, and I don't think my kids would betray me.
Okay.
I think I would forgive them. I would forgive it. Now it will be a process. Child maybe was on drugs, and thank God I have never experienced anything with my kids. But if her child comes in the house and steal from her and steal her rent money. That's
huge.
That, and your child is on drugs. That's hard to just turn your back on your child.
It's just because they're
bust them in their head, but they get a pass.
Give them a pass. I'm not, like I said, I've not experienced anything like that, but I just would imagine that the sting of betrayal, regardless of the source, it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's that easy, even if I, say, I forgive you.
Mm-hmm.
Getting back to building that bond, that closeness. Can I trust you again?
Mm-hmm.
Can I leave my rent money under the mattress? Well, I should be smart enough to change the hiding place after that. But I'm just saying, can my child be trusted? Now I have to worry about, do I have to forewarn the rest of the family? Do I got to tell mama she got to put her purse up too?
Yeah, especially if you have a child that's on drugs. You still love them. They still your babies. But you have to have boundaries. Yeah. You stole from me. You can't live in my home.
You are a thief, child. And I don't know where. I'm going to beat the devil right on out you.
My child, until you get yourself together, you can't come back in my house.
Wow.
But I'm going to still love you. But I'm gonna love you from afar.
But
I'm gonna still love you because I'm expecting you to come back home to me.
What I poured inside of you,
exactly.
I raised you better than that. I think that's where a lot of our pain comes from as parents. We put our blood, sweat, and tears, or at least I know I do, into raising our children, sacrificing a lot of ourselves.
Exactly.
To make them a better person, to be able to function more properly in society, because we want them to be better than we were and to have access to more than we did. And so when they do things to betray us, that disappoint us, it's hard. And that's why, when you talk about betrayal from your child, my goodness, that's probably the hardest one.
Yeah.
That's probably the hardest.
Because
one.
you're gonna still love them. You're gonna
Yeah,
still
I mean,
love 'em.
and that's the thing. It's that tug of war, that back and forth between I know you did me wrong and I'll die for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
But you're gonna be right outside that door. Cause I am not going through a whole lot of drama. Some of these parents take a little bit too much off these kids. A sibling. Come on, let's talk about it. It's so many people, and I know you have some girlfriends, because I do too, that they're not speaking to their brother or sister for whatever reason. To me, life is very precious. You can be here today and gone tomorrow. People think because you forgive the person, you have to be in their space. I don't think so. Family reunions, that's gonna happen. Birthdays, social events with the family, it's gonna happen. But always, to me, be friendly. Make every effort to have peace among you and your siblings. But then sometimes you really have to have boundaries and make sure that you have space, because sometimes that sibling rivalry can be a beast.
I was just gonna say that sometimes your peace is just removing yourself from the situation after you've forgiven them, after you've addressed the issue, after you've said you hurt me, you've done me wrong, but I forgive you for that.
Exactly.
Now I just gotta stay away from you. So that's
come to the family reunion, but I'm not talking to him.
Don't say nothing to me, please. And I ain't gonna continue to put your name in the prayer box.
Hey, pray for him, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, the spouse, as I said before, try to work through that. It just takes time. Definitely. It really takes time. Definitely. Love your wife, love your man, and if you were the offender, please have patience with that other person. Healing and forgiveness does not come overnight. It just doesn't.
And you know what? But you know what? Forgiveness looks like something. It definitely looks like something. You know, you can see in relationships, whatever type of relationship, whether it be, like you said, spouse or your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, your children, you can see what that looks like. And that person on the opposite end of that forgiveness, they should look like they're trying to work toward building as well. You know, don't continue to do those same things. You know, don't take my kindness and don't look at my forgiveness as a sign of weakness or that I cannot live without you, because I believe it was my girl Anita Baker who said, just because I love you doesn't mean I won't disappear. Okay? I'll make it happen. And so, you know, it's just it's a matter of sometimes, you know, looking at a person and seeing if they are worthy of your forgiveness.
Oh,
you know, are you trying to you know, are you trying to work this out with me?
Exactly.
You know, or am I just, you know, doing this to make room for you to do this to me again?
Girl, that is, when I talk about the boyfriend girlfriend thing, I'm sorry. Cheating is just a deal breaker. It can be another man waiting to treat you like a queen, or it can be another woman ready to treat you like a king. So you do not have to take and betrayal is not always cheating as well. You know, betrayal can mean just a betrayal of trust, because sometimes, especially in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, some people say, well, she used my credit card and didn't tell me. It's just those, and that, to me, that's when you deal with my money. There's certain things you just don't be playing with. Money is one of them.
I think sometimes with spouses, because I don't want people to be under the impression that regardless of, because I just feel like how, you know, when somebody, let me say it like this, we teach people how to treat us.
There you go.
By what we allow.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's not, and I think I was mentioning earlier about that infamous quote, to err is human, but to forgive is divine. Again, I can forgive you. I don't have to share the same space with you.
Exactly.
You know, and I mean that in my life, because that energy, that's a negative energy. And we are responsible for who we allow to impact our energy.
Exactly.
You know, you're not just responsible for giving off positive energy, you're responsible for the energy that you allow that you attract.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my thing too, is that, and again, they say you shouldn't look for the you in people. But I would never do that to you.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's where the betrayal comes in. How could you do that to me? That's the first thing to hear. How could you do that to me? And that's because we're thinking to ourselves, I would never do that to you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But we have to face the harsh reality that people are not us. People are going to do things to us that we would never do. And that's when you say to them, to yourself, I can forgive him or I can forgive her. But what next?
Parents. That is just, So many people, oh my gosh, that is a topic that really hits my heart because so many people have bad relationships with their parent. And I'm just going to share for myself. My dad, I didn't have a relationship with him, and he walked away when I was very young. And to me, that was a betrayal at birth. To me, very hard for me to kind of reach out to my dad and try to, build a relationship. It's just, I just don't have it in me. I just don't. And so I prayed about it. I'm good with it, but I think I'm better in putting that space there and saying, I have forgiven you, but we just can't rebuild from here. Because I don't want to experience the disappointment anymore. And the disappointment is he still has a very unstable life. So I don't want to have any expectations going in and it's not met. And so that's me protecting myself.
Protecting yourself.
Yeah, it's just me protecting myself. And so would my life change having him in my life? No, I don't think so. I don't think he can give me anything. I really don't believe he can give me anything. I can be wrong. Put your comments below.
Because, you talk about having an absent parent. You have an absent parent, but my husband, and I think a lot of the things that he faces in life now are because of the absence of his father. When he was about 20, he did, find his father, and he would ask him to meet him places and things like that. And he would say he's going to come, and he wouldn't be there. And it was the first time I saw my husband just cry like a baby. And I wanted to pick up that phone and find that man and say, listen, you are missing out on so much. This young man is really longing for you, And he did that repeatedly. And so I think now he just kind of pushed it to the back of his mind. And now it's subconscious thinking about him. It's not on the surface, but I think it impacts him in his
recognize that not having a father played a part in my life, and seeing my mom being a very assertive mom, get the job done.
Definitely.
Made sure she raised us well. She made sure we had a roof over our head. She was the mom and dad, and I thank God for my mom today. She's still living. She lives in Charlotte. But just having that absentee dad play the role of the protector.
Really, pretty much him being worthy of trying to build that bond after the betrayal.
No, because he came into my life and I was like, oh, okay, let me try this out. And I think I was in my early 30s. And we talked for a while, but him being unstable with the residents and stuff like that, then I lost contact with him. Then his dad passed. And my granddaddy, because I had a relationship with his father and his mom, and my aunts, his sisters, but just not with him. Weird. But when I was there at the funeral, you know how the family comes in? This joker, he walked straight down and he didn't even recognize me. When I went around to hug my aunts and stuff, he didn't recognize me. Then I saw him at the metro station at Lafont Plaza. And I was standing at the train doors, and he was standing on, he was on the train, and I was on the other end waiting for the doors to open. He walked off the train like I was a stranger. He didn't recognize me.
No.
Yeah, he didn't recognize. So, so I was like, and I told my crazy girlfriend, I was like, girl, that was my day. She's like, how you know?
Well, I keep a picture in my wallet, but look like him.
I know my own father, God done. So, but and from there, I just I had to let it go. I had to let it go in a healthy way.
Each situation is unique.
Yes.
And you have to kind of weigh the situation to see what needs to be applied.
Yeah. And weigh it, people. And just don't, just kill relationships if you don't have to. So that is it for our chat about betrayal and building that bond.
Oh, yes. So make sure you guys join us for our next topic. We'll be releasing that real soon.
Yes.
But we appreciate you all again. It's your girl, Bella Scorpiana.
And Low Lovely.
And this has been your
Deep Thought Thursday.